moms or something.
I guess I just want to look, I want to look happy.
It is 15th in
Like, yeah, like women, like oh my gosh, wow, I could talk about this forever.
My mom takes like a really big importance on like presentation and like how you looked and like the image you were presenting out to the world. Like she made me feel very hyper aware of that, and like it was my job to like safeguard my image at all costs, even at the sake of like my actual, you know what I mean, your actual self.
It's so contradictory because as Latinas, lol, as Latinas, we're perceived in the media to be very sexual, very voluptuous, very sexy, and but then in the family, you're not supposed to represent that at all. With the family, you are conservative. You don't talk about sex. You don't represent sex in any way.
Mom has her tongue pierced, and she took my sister to go get her tongue pierced. So I really, really want mine. And it's cool because my mom, since she grew up here, she like she grew up listening to a lot of alternative music. So like Nirvana, Smashing Pumpkins, Cranberries. And that was also different growing up because most of my peers didn't have a mom like that. Because I guess my mom was first gen and was already beginning to push the boundaries of what it meant to be Latinx.
Even like certain like hairstyles that I would see like other Latina women do, like things outside of like that profile, like in the early 2000s, like that chunky blonde streaks that they were doing, or like certain looks that like my family would wear. I was like, okay, this is like what like Latinas can do. This is like the realm of like what's available to us, because this is what I see people doing and like reproducing amongst themselves. You know what I mean? Like these are the hairstyles. You have the little short grandma haircut. You have like longer, like mom, maybe probably have some bangs, you know what I mean, some highlights, this and that. It's probably brown. And then I feel like anything else, like colors, like crazy cuts and everything, to me that was always like really like, I saw it as like white as a kid. I saw like this very big dichotomy of like, it's either like this is like us, but like things like those kind of things, those are for white people. And I feel like that was like a really big barrier for me. So then I was like, but I want to do this. Like, I want to do this. But I was like, but does that make me white? And I didn't want to be white.
And for like a majority of my life, I kind of just accepted that I wasn't really Mexican enough. And that did stream into how I would dress. I would always straighten my hair. I would go on YouTube and follow these white vloggers and use their makeup routines or like their outfit and fashion ideas, which was just so frustrating looking back on it now.
There was no like non-binary person walking around like, hey, you could do it like this instead of this. It was just like, either you're dyeing your whole fucking head this color purple and you're gonna style it in this way, or you're just gonna have to live without. You know what I mean?
Like when choosing clothes, it was always first priority, okay, but does it make me look fat? And then second, okay, do I like it? Is it my style? Like, style is just never first priority.
I had like dyed my hair. I had wanted to do one thing with my hair, and then I did it because I was like, but if I'm gonna go see Mama Dolores, my grandma, in December, then I want to have just the bottom of my hair dyed, and I can cover it with the top part, and then it doesn't look like super all like, crazy, quote unquote. You know what I mean, extra or like different. I can like blend in more, and then I won't be like such a sore thumb for them.
I just feel like I can't experiment enough safely. Because I'm definitely at home, like, it's tough. Like, I really can't, like, wear anything too, like, baggy. But I don't like wearing stuff like too form fitting because it's just not me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just sort of like at home, like uncomfy. But it's my home. Like, that's how you're supposed to be uncomfy.
My nose piercing, I got that, and my mom hated it. She was like begging me not to get it. She had told me before, like, if you get a nose piercing, I want to stop paying for your college, which I knew that I was like, oh my god, like, I know she wouldn't do that, right? But at the back of my mind, I'm like, holy moly, like, she really doesn't want me to do it.
The experimentation in the house is like so hard because it's like all or nothing, but I feel like it's lower stakes here that I can like do it. And my thing could look wonky one day and it's fine and no one's gonna yell at me, you know what I mean? There's no like punishment, you know, associated with that. And so it's like you can breathe for a sec.
Like, I'm able to be more intentional now that I'm not in the house. And then once I go back to the house, if I ever do, like, would it, you know, like, it's that same thing of like all the autonomy that I worked for and like really associate with like my like look is like gone when I go home, because when I go home I can't dress like this.
I feel like autonomy is like hard because I feel like I don't have a lot. I do a lot of labor and I do a lot of like work for my family, but I don't have like a lot of autonomy. And like even when I go home, I don't think I bring a lot of myself home, and like I never have. And like I hope to, like I was like talking about earlier, I hope to in the future, but like
If I were to dye my hair blue, all blue, that represents like so much. That represents that I have agency over my body, that I will do what I want when I want with my body, and I don't care about what that would do to affect my prospects for men, my prospect for marriage. I think that's what piercings and dyeing your hair and tattoos, that's what they represent, like agency. Yeah, I've talked a lot, and these are my unfiltered thoughts on questions that I just read. So, thanks for listening to me.